Hi guys, it's the last week of Lent term now and I wanted to give you an update on what I'm up to. So in this video I'll be telling you about the strike that has been going on here at Cambridge for the past few weeks, about how I handed in my dissertation and my plans for the Easter vacation and my revision plans coming right up. So the lecturers have been striking for about 4.5 weeks now. It's been an escalating strike, which means there were 2 days of strike on the first week, then 3 days on the second, and so on. And this week it's a full 5-day week of strike. And I'm in full support of that. I'm in full support of people standing up for their rights, and it's their right to strike if they have demands. The strike is against the university. So all supervisions that have been taking place in colleges have been going forward. This means I still had to write essays every week, and I was able to meet my dissertation supervisor, who's been very helpful during this last stage of writing my dissertation. It's just that many lectures have been cancelled, and some translation classes and language classes have been moved to colleges. I handed in my dissertation last Thursday. The deadline was on Monday, but I preferred to hand it in on Thursday because it was ready anyway, and I had a class there because it was a language class and the person who was holding the class does not yet have strike rights here in the UK, so the class was still on. So if I went to the faculty anyway, I said I'd hand it in then. So handing in my dissertation was definitely a huge relief. Here's a photo of me right before I handed it in. It's been quite a lot of work. It's taken up a lot of time this term, and it required a lot of time management so that I could fulfill all the other assignments which had earlier deadlines, as well as work constantly on my dissertation so that I finish it. I'm quite content with how it came out. I wrote it chapter by chapter. I had some time before handing it in to polish it, which was really important. It's just amazing how many mistakes slip in there and you don't realize at the time, and then when you go through it you think to yourself, what have I done here? Like, what is this? I wasn't expecting to find so many mistakes. The biggest problems were sometimes when I move paragraphs around and arguments around after I'd written them, and I copy and paste text, sentences just get mixed up. Anyway, so the polishing stage is really important so that you make sure that what you hand in is free of typing and orthographical mistakes. I also tried to make sure that my writing was concise. I know this is a problem that I have. I tend to write sentences that are too long. It's probably an effect of Romanian being my native language, and we tend to create long sentences in writing just because it sounds nicer, and it's something Romanians find beautiful, and if you want to write academically, it's a must that you have to master this craft of mixing multiple clauses into one big sentence and showing that you are a master of language. This doesn't work in English, obviously. The second reason why I might be doing this is also because German allows it, and I've been studying German for a long time, and I've grown accustomed to the fact that long sentences are fine, and they are advisable because they show that you are smart, basically. It's not the case here, and my supervisor told me that I should make my sentences as concise as possible, write everything in it as few words as possible so that it's not difficult to read, and especially the first sentence of each paragraph should be very concise. And I've tried to go through each and every paragraph and check that the first sentence does not exceed 1.5 lines. That's a limit that I set for myself, and I think that works. 1.5 lines is reasonable. So ever since I handed in this dissertation, I've been very, very relieved. So I handed it in on Thursday, also because on Friday I had to hand in a different essay, which I did, and I had the supervision on Friday as well. And that was the last assignment for this term. Since then, I've been relaxing a little bit and packing, because I think I'm going away for the Easter vacation, at least for a little while, for a couple of weeks. I might come back earlier than expected because of coronavirus. I really want to finish university this year, and it's so unexpected what can happen due to the virus outbreak, and I really hope to not be stranded in quarantine somewhere in continental Europe. And the college, I've just found out, I just got the email, has been kind enough to provide some accommodation for us in case we want to come back earlier or we don't want to travel during the Easter vacation. But I'll be going nonetheless. If you're an international student like me, and if you have the possibility, if you have no other commitments, I advise very, very strongly against traveling and for remaining where you are. And universities have started to accommodate for that. They provide accommodation over the break if you didn't have that stipulated in your contract. I think you can figure something out, so I definitely advise staying where you are. Now, on a happier note, on Monday evening, there was the Modern and Medieval Languages Small Hall here in Cambridge, which is quite a fancy dinner in the small hall, not in the great hall. The small hall is even fancier. No gowns are worn, but the food is better than in Great Hall. It's just a very, very good opportunity to talk to all the others who are doing the same subject as you. Now, in languages, we're all doing different languages, but it's basically the same subject. It's MML, and it's so nice to meet them at the end of the term after all the fourth years had already submitted their dissertations, and everyone was overjoyed about this and very relaxed, and the atmosphere was really great. It was nice to catch up with all of them, because during the term it's so difficult to find time to talk to people because the workload is so high and everyone's focusing on their studies. So it was a great opportunity to have a good chat at the end of the road. That was the dissertation. Since Monday, I've been packing, and I've still got some stuff to pack, but I think that's going in the attic. I'm just taking that small one. I bought an extra ticket to take one of my guitars to Austria, to Vienna. And yeah, there's still some stuff over there that I might fit in the luggage or in the lockable box, which is that one. The plant will be staying here. I'm sure it will manage. It doesn't require much water, and I'm sure my bedder is kind enough to pour a little bit of water every week. Just once a week is enough, so that it survives until I come back. Which, as I said, might not be as late as I expected. I've got the plane ticket from Romania to the UK on the 22nd of April. I don't know what I'll do. I might go back, I might not. I might come back from Vienna directly and not go back to Romania at all. Getting ill might not be such a bad thing for me because I'm young, and it will most probably just be a very bad cold and that's it. But I really don't want to put my parents into quarantine because of my own illness, and also if I go back home I'll meet my grandparents and they're older. So that's what I'm up to right now. I also moved my plane from Sunday evening to Friday morning, which is tomorrow morning. I'll have to wake up at 4 a.m. to make the 5 a.m. bus to Stansted, and the plane will take me to Vienna. I made this change for fear of borders being closed and me not being able to go and see my girlfriend during these very crazy times. Now, this is it for this week's video. I know I've been absent from YouTube for the past 3 weeks now, and that has been because I was busy writing my dissertation and all the other essays that I had in the meantime. In the coming weeks, I hope to be able to make a video about my year abroad in Vienna. I've had some requests about that. Thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate that. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about university or traveling or anything like that. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell notification button to be notified whenever I post a new video. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.